The Philadelphia Eagles drafted defensive tackle Jalen Carter in the first round, and the guy had a phenomenal rookie season. Today, we're going to analyze what it is that this guy showed us on tape. We're going to get into so many of the little things, including his pass rush technique, how he defends the run against zone and power, and just kind of get into his overall rookie season because I think he had a very, very underrated rookie season, and it's definitely being overlooked. Very, very excited for this one. Let's just jump right into the tape. We're going to start this video off first and foremost, just getting right into the pass rush with Carter. In my opinion, it is his biggest asset. Being able to get after the quarterback is something that most defensive tackles kind of struggle with. You know, if there's 100 defensive tackles in the NFL, you're going to get about 12 that are actually legit pass rushers that have multiple different pass rush techniques within the toolbox. So on this one here, Carter's going to do a really, really nice job. With the left hand, he's going to land it on the shoulder pad. He's going to actually pull this guy downwards, and then with the right arm, he's going to actually go right over the top. So you see the 1-2 move, super quick, super smooth. And just like that, he's going to get over the top. And just like that, he's going to beat the center, win the rep. And he's going to get pressure on the quarterback. And on this one here specifically, the quarterback falls. Carter touches him. So it does count as a sack for Jalen Carter. But these are the type of moves that Carter has shown us over and over and over again. You know, the left arm pulls, right arm over the top. And if it's not that, maybe it's a double hand swipe. And if it's not that, maybe it's a hezzy move or he chops down one or the other. But the guy is very, very fine-tuned with his pass rush technique. And I want to show you guys a couple more examples of just that. On this one here, you can actually see him be a really, really good tackle. In Trent Williams, he's going to do a phenomenal job. Literally, it's the same exact technique you guys saw in the last one. This is one of Carter's go-to moves. Again, it really just comes down to where the hands end up landing. And he has the grip strength to be able to move people, right? So on this one here, as he locks in with Trent Williams, he's going to initially try to go to the inside a little bit. Maybe that's because he gets double teamed here by Kittle. Maybe it's because he saw that Aaron Banks ended up blocking down, so maybe he felt that he had the opportunity to go that way. Alternatively, maybe it was a part of the pass rush plan that Jalen Carter had, right? Maybe if he takes a step to the inside, Trent Williams will lean just a little bit. And then Carter knew that with the right hand, he would then be able to pull down Trent Williams at the same time, bring the left hand over the top. Again, it's the same exact pass rush move. Right hand lands on the shoulder pad. He's going to pull forward. Left arm's going to come over the top. Although it's not as clean of a swim move, it still works. He still gets past Trent Williams. To me, beating one of the best left tackles in the NFL is not an easy thing to do. And the fact that Jalen Carter did this as a rookie is very, very impressive. And I know this one doesn't actually lead to a quarterback hit or a sack. It was 3rd and 12, and it was an incomplete pass, right? So it's still a winning snap, and it still helps the defense get off the field. So just a really, really nice job here by Jalen Carter. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. We're going to look at that same technique one final time because, again, it is one of those moves that Carter goes to. He also has a really good grip strength, and I think this one right here really shows you guys that because you can really see it. Once again, 3rd and 8, Jalen Carter's going to get some pressure on the quarterback. And the ball is going to be an incomplete pass. I want you guys to watch this play in slow motion because on this one, you're going to really see Carter's hands land perfectly. You're going to see him 100% grab and then just pull forward the offensive tackle. And then the arm comes over the top and he's going to pressure the quarterback. The quarterback now has to get the ball out because he feels that pressure. This is exactly what you want from a rookie defensive lineman. Just a phenomenal job being able to utilize this move, right? Being able to pull guys properly, have the strength in the hands to be able to move guys. Obviously, he's twitchy enough that he's able to kind of make himself small. He gets skinny. He's able to kind of get over guys and he gets to the quarterback. Let's go ahead and actually shift forward into a different pass rush move that Carter does. Now, this next technique he's going to do is really done if he's lined up like in the 3 technique or in between to the other 3 technique. It's really done on the inside, and it's primarily because you're in less space, if that makes sense. On this one here, Jalen Carter's going to beat all-pro guard Joe Thuney. It's just a quick 1-2 punch, left punch, right arm over the top. So on the last one, you guys saw that he obviously did include the swim move, but it was really he was pulling guys forward, right? So on this one here, instead of pulling and grabbing onto a shoulder pad or to an arm or whatever it is, this one's just going to be a quick 1-2 where right at his stance, the left arm's going to swat downwards. Right arm's going to come over the top. He's going to make himself skinny. And in this instance, he's able to split the double team between arguably 2 of the best interior guys in the NFL. And he's going to get pressure on the quarterback, and the quarterback has to roll out of there. Right. So again, to me, just a really, really nice job by Jalen Carter to show a different pass rush move. You're going to see it on this next play as well. This time it's going to be against Tyler Smith, another guy who I would say is arguably one of the best interior offensive linemen in the NFL. Once again, it's going to be just a quick left hand, right arm over the top now. On this one, the center's right there, so you see that Carter's not able to actually get to the quarterback. But again, you see it right out of his stance. Tyler Smith's going to come aggressive towards Carter. Tyler Smith's going to try to jump set it. He's going to try to get the pressure in the hands. He's going to try to get the hands right into Carter and slow him down. You're going to see Carter left punch, right arm over the top. Just a beautiful job, in my opinion, by Carter on this one. And another interesting thing with this play is, once he gets past Smith, if the center's not here, this is a possible instant sack. Right? This is pressure. This is a hit on the quarterback, possibly. And the fact that this guy's a rookie and he's already being double teamed the way he was, right? He played about 500 snaps last season and he was double teamed about 60 times officially, right? According to the official stats, which is incredible if you consider the fact that half those plays were run plays and there were zones or power where you might not need to double team a guy, right? He might be a backside guy. So to me, just an incredible stat. If you guys think about how often this guy was double teamed, let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Final rep here, just looking at that same technique where he's going to swat with one arm and then he's going to try to swim. But on this one, he's going to actually rip. So as opposed to swimming, he's going to rip. And once again, he's going to generate pressure on the quarterback. And the quarterback's going to get out of there. He's going to throw it deep. This is 3rd and 7. It's an incomplete pass. But this play right here is set up because of Carter with that instant pressure. Again, to me, just a phenomenal job. Right? You see the handwork that Jalen Carter has. And this is absolutely special. It's really the small details that separates a guy from being a top 5 guy to maybe a top 20 guy, right? It's the little details within the hands, where the hands are landing, how they're setting up, how they're processing a jump set versus a 45-degree set. Carter is a really, really good football player. And, we knew this in college as he was coming out. We already knew that this guy did all these different things, right? But the fact that it's actually translating into the NFL, where not only is he having success in the NFL, but he's kicking some ass in the NFL, right? People are struggling to block this guy. Guys that have been in the NFL for years, guys that are considered top-tier guys, they are struggling to block this guy, and he was just a rookie last season. And I don't think people understand that concept. Rookie defensive tackles generally don't have any impact, or it's very little impact. Usually it takes guys until year 3 or 4 to really take that next step, right? Quinnen Williams, Christian Wilkins weren't that good their rookie seasons, but now they're considered top 5 guys. Jalen Carter was completely different, right? That was not the case. The guy was a phenomenal football player, and he already had the pass rush technique in his rookie year, and he had a ton of production on tape as well. Now, another thing that Carter does a really good job at is bull rushing. He does a great job with his movement. He does a great job with using the hezzy technique. On this one here, you see him absolutely crush a pretty good left guard here, just straight up tosses his ass to the ground. And there's plenty of snaps like this on tape. Here's another one where he's going to get right underneath the center, gain the leverage, and just straight up push this guy back into the backfield. This is Tyler Biadasz, starting center now for the Washington Commanders. Just a great job by Carter, just getting right underneath him. Great leverage. This is another thing to kind of just point out. Carter plays really, really low out of his stance. You see on this one how far back he pushes the offensive lineman. I mean, as a quarterback, this is not what you want right here. It's absolutely pivotal to be able to keep a clean pocket for the quarterback. But on this one here, because of Jalen Carter's pressure on this 2-point conversion, the Dallas Cowboys end up not getting it, right? So to me, just a really, really nice job. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Now, when it comes to pass rushing, the final thing I want to talk about Carter is his hezzy move. It's one of the things that I think makes him different than pretty much most other defensive tackles. It's really the change of direction that he has. And you see it slightly in this play. Now, I want to just say this. Some people don't know who Kevin Dotson is of the Los Angeles Rams. The guy is one of the best guards in the NFL. He's got a massive contract. And you see Jalen Carter go one-on-one against Dotson. In fact, if you guys really think about this rep here, Dotson does a great job. Initially, Jalen Carter, who is a phenomenal football player, is going to hezzy, right? He's going to fake his movement to the outside. You can see Dotson kind of falls for that fake little hesitation to the outside. And then Carter's going to come back to the inside, and he's going to club Dotson's shoulder. And Dotson with his left hand is going to do a great job recovering. And what's crazy about this rep is, I'm not talking positively about Dotson to knock Carter. My point in saying this is for Jalen Carter to do this against one of the top 5 or 6 overall guards in the NFL, it's incredible. The fact that Dotson is able to recover, because, a lot of guys don't recover after this. After Jalen Carter hits him with the hezzy move and he swats their shoulder and they're off balance, they don't recover. But Dotson still does a good enough job initially being able to recover. But then you get back to Carter and you say that this guy not only is able to hezzy swat, but if a guy recovers, he'll hit that third move, right? He'll toss a guy and he'll bring the arm over and it's his third or fourth pass rush move. And that's what really makes Jalen Carter unique. The guy doesn't have just one move. He has his first and second move. And if that doesn't work, he has his third move. And if that doesn't work, he'll hit his fourth move. The guy has so many different moves that he can come to. And that's partly why Jalen Carter is one of the best defense tackles already in the NFL. Right? And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think by the end of this season, Jalen Carter is going to be considered a top 4 or 5 guy at his position. I really, really think that Jalen Carter's upside, especially as a pass rusher, is, Chris Jones, Aaron Donald. It's that type of upside, right? The guy has everything you want to see. The way he moves, the way he changes direction, goes one way, has his back, comes back to the other side, swats guys, just gets past guys. It's truly incredible to watch. And I don't want to undersell you guys how great of a pass rusher he is, right? So I really hope you guys understand. To me, Jalen Carter's a generational player, right? He was generational coming out, and his tape also says generational, right? Especially his rookie tape. Now, I do want to switch focus. I also want to talk about his run defense because that's going to be the one area that he can continue to improve on, but it's not as bad as some people think. As a run defender, he's still a very, very good run defender. Let's go ahead and just get into some of that tape as well. So we're going to go ahead and start right away looking at some of the power runs that teams have run against the Eagles. And I want to talk about specifically what makes Carter great against power runs. Because power runs, zone runs are two different types of runs. And I'll try to break that down in this video a little bit. But just to get into this first play here, you're going to have the most basic power run towards the right of your screen. Basically, every single one of the offensive linemen are going to basically block down. Super simple block. The tight end can either block out or he can block up to the linebacker and then the guard will pick up either one of the other guys that's remaining. The thing with this play is this is such a simple block for the left guard. All right, this block right here, it doesn't get easier than this. For any offensive lineman, this is easily the easiest block to make in the NFL. It's a super simple down block. You literally just have to set your body up in a way that Carter is unable to get off the block and make the play, right? Super, super simple concept. The entire point of power runs and the power scheme specifically is it's easy to block for offensive linemen. But the thing with Carter is Jalen Carter is smart. He plays with great leverage. He's strong. He's able to move. So on this one here, although the offensive lineman has the angle initially getting out of the stance, the fact that he's able to block down on Carter does a great job with both hands. They're going to land to the inside. He's going to bench press the guard, and he's going to get his eyes into the backfield. When he recognizes the running back is actually going to run this to the right, look at how he gets off the block. That right there looks so simple, looks so easy. You might think every defensive lineman does this in the NFL, and that's just not true. All right, Jalen Carter is unique because he's able to get off the blocks. He's able to bench press guys. He's able to create that separation. And then he's able to move fast enough that, when he does create a little bit of separation, he doesn't have to do a whole lot to just get over the top, right? He can get off the block super quickly. So you're running a power run away from Jalen Carter. He has no business making the play. But oftentimes he is making the play. Check this next one out here. Once again, you're going to get a power run where basically all these guys are going to down block. The guard here is going to pull, and you're going to get a power run over here towards the left of your screen. Now again, the center has a very, very simple block on Carter. But another way Carter gets off the block is by using that pass rush technique. Right? It's using his hands. It's using the small little things that he's learned while he's rushing the passer. Right? It's the leverage, right? It's all of that combined. To me, this is such a great job by Carter not only to stay low, but the fact that he recognizes the guy in front of him pulled to the left, he already knows how he's going to win this block. He knows with that left hand, you can kind of see him cock it up to bring it around. He rotates it around, and he's going to club this offensive lineman, gets him off of himself, and now he's in the play. Right? The running back now does not have the option to hit this backside. Right? I want you guys to think about this play. If the center here sticks to Carter, and you keep this double team here, and let's say the linebacker overflows this because he's following the pulling guard here, the running back could easily cut this right in between here, and it'll be him as well as Nicholas Morrow in just a one-on-one situation. If you make some miss, you're picking up 15 yards on this one. But the fact that Jalen Carter gets over the top, there is no cutback lane now. That's gone. So to me, these are the little things that Jalen Carter does on tape against power runs. Where offensive linemen have the leverage, offensive linemen should be able to down block on this one. Jalen Carter should not be involved on power runs. In fact, there should only be 2 guys really involved in the power runs. Generally, it's going to be the guy that has to flow as well as the front side guy, whoever's taking on the pulling offensive lineman. They got to try to squeeze it down as much as possible. But basically, Carter, the backside and Sweat here, Cox, these guys should not be involved in this play because they're super simple down blocks on those guys, right? But the fact that Carter is able to get over the top is incredible, right? It's just a really, really nice job to be able to kind of do that. Now, again, as we're talking about power runs, the big concept with power runs is you basically get simple down blocks, right? It's really the angle. These guys should be able to theoretically have the angles. And then you should be able to bring guys around and trap. And then a lane should theoretically develop between that. Again, this block right here by the right guard should be a really, really simple block. But again, with Jalen Carter, very quick, very fast processor. He just blows it up, right? He's very, very, very difficult to block. And it's another reason why the guy has so much upside. And again, as a run blocker, Jalen Carter is still very, very legit. And we've only looked at power runs. We're going to switch focus and get into zone runs as well. But again, Jalen Carter makes so many plays against power runs, basically because you're going to try to one-on-one block him. Right? You're going to try to, have the angle on him. You're going to try to down block him, out block, depending on if it's the center. You're going to just try to seal him off with the angle. But again, he's so fast. He's so quick. He's able to explode through there and make plays. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and switch focus. Let's go ahead and get into zone blocking specifically. Zone block is a little bit different than power blocks in the sense that with power blocks, as an offensive lineman, you have the angle. In zone, it's a little bit different. You have to do things a little bit different. You got to be able to reach guys. If you can't reach, you got to push them outwards. So in this instance, the right guard here has to either get in front of Carter, which is very, very difficult to do. Alternatively, as Jalen Carter comes upfield, this guy has to be able to make contact and then move him at least a yard or two towards the right. That way, it's going to create a cutback lane. Now, alternatively, what Jalen Carter's responsibility is, it's to hold his run fit here. It's to make sure this offensive lineman cannot push him at all. And that's generally what happens with Carter, right? He's so fast and quick that it's hard to move him. And oftentimes what ends up happening is he resets the line of scrimmage. And we'll talk about that as we kind of continue going forward. But essentially, him getting off the block the way he does, it means the running back now cannot go to the outside from this point forward. And the fact that Jalen Carter has to balance to stay up, he's in the fit, the running back has to cut this back. And as a zone runner, you want to create space, right? That's really the big thing with zones. You want one of those gaps to kind of open up. And with Carter, because he's so fast through the gap, that doesn't always happen. Take this next play as an example. You're going to get a zone run towards the left. This guard here has to either hook off Carter, which is unlikely to happen, or he needs to get to the inside of Carter. He needs to push this guy over here to the left, right? He needs to move him out of the gap. He needs to create some lanes. And once again, you're going to see Carter just shoot that gap. Not only is he going to shoot the gap, but he's going to get off the block and still blow this play up. He really two gaps this, which I don't think was his actual responsibility. I think Jalen Carter only has the B gap on this one. But again, you're going to see him not only have that B gap, right? He gets right underneath this guard, really stands him up, uses that power, controls him. So now the running back's not going to be able to go to the left here. But more than that, you see Jalen Carter's able to get back off over the block, right? So again, it's just one of those things where this guy's very hard to block because he's strong, he's fast, he's quick. He has so many different moves to ultimately defeat the block. And you got the final play here. Once again, it's going to be a zone towards the left. Jalen Carter, once again, is going to do a great job not allowing the hook off block. So on this one here, you're going to see that the guard here is going to initially make contact with Carter. He's trying to help the center, and the center's trying to get over the top. The center is trying to get out in front of Jalen Carter. The hope here is by running away from the strong side here, if you're able to hook off Jalen Carter here with the center, the guard climbs up to number 41. The tackle blocks outwards. Essentially, the run will hit right through this gap. But the fact that Carter does not allow the center to get over the top, instead he really holds this gap, you see the running back has to basically bend it back to the inside, and the play is going to basically pick up nothing. Right? So to me, just a really good job by Jalen Carter getting into the gap once again. Resetting the line of scrimmage. Forcing the running back to have to go back towards the inside where basically the rest of the defense is. Right, Jalen Carter, in my opinion, is such an incredible football player because regardless of scheme, the guy will absolutely crush it. He knows where the block's coming pretty much on every single play. Right, he knows exactly where to set up. He knows exactly where he needs to be. And the guy's so damn disruptive. And the fact that this guy is still so young and he has so much room to just continue to improve, I don't even know how great this guy could become. But something tells me he's going to become a really, really good football player. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing. We will obviously be covering the Eagles this season. We're going to get into so much more tape as we kind of just go forward. Preseason, camp, regular season. We'll get into some of the rookies. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time with another video.